Welcome to Unlock Church. My name is Scott Mendenhall. This is my wife.
I'm Holly.
Oh man, we're going to talk about what you just watched if you watched the One Wheel video a few seconds ago. We also have some special guests in the studio today. Let me introduce some really good friends on the other camera. Tell us your names.
What's up, guys?
Hello.
My name is Joey, and my wonderful wife is here today.
Michaela, it's so good to be here. I'm so excited.
Hey, and Michaela, you are with child, so it's the whole family's
Woo!
here.
There's a
Yeah, baby mom.
Baby, oh man.
getting bigger for sure.
It's exciting. Like, we would spend a lot of time talking about that, but we brought them in studio today, as you can see, a screen and screen, to talk about and end it for all, because all of you are in the chat rooms. We have Team Joey, we have Team Scott, Team Lily, and Team Kristen. Today, it's just about Team Scott, Team Joey. Holly, what is your take when you watch these races? Do you think it's true that I do, like, I kind of get
cheat?
Yeah, I'm the cheater, but and then Joey says he doesn't cheat at all.
Well, first of all, I'm always Team Scott. Always. And no, I don't think you cheat, but I do think that you hate to lose more than you love to win. So, like, what you'll do whatever it takes to not lose.
Not whatever. I mean, I do have some, like, I won't take a life or something, but
Well, no.
I won't check on someone that fell off their one wheel for sure until the race is over. But Joey does the same thing. Michaela, what's your thoughts on Joey and his races?
So what I think is Scott will explain the rules, and I don't think Joey will quite listen to the directions.
Yes!
I'll back him up. Don't worry. So I don't think he's intentionally cheating, so I'm not going to call my husband a cheater, but
No.
I think sometimes he misses the directions at some times, so that makes him
We all
maybe,
do.
You know, but I wouldn't say he's cheating.
Right, I think that's well said, is that then all of our mistakes are caught on camera. That's the problem, is, like, even in this race today, I didn't know that he went up on the sidewalk until I watched it in the editing, and then I was like, hold on the second race, you get disqualified for not staying in the course. Well, what are your thoughts on that, Joey?
Here are my thoughts. That is a
Yeah,
little
let's hear it.
ridiculous because going on the sidewalk, yes, I went on the sidewalk, but I passed Scott on the sidewalk, and so he saw me in the video. He's saying I didn't see it until he started editing, so he's
I
lying.
didn't know you were on
and
the
then
sidewalk.
the second thing
I
is,
had no
here's
idea.
what he likes to do, is he likes to when he loses, he doesn't like to lose, just like Holly said, and then when he loses, he adds another rule to it.
I think
Right,
there's
right.
been, yeah. I think there's been many times where Joey's won the race, and then all of a sudden they do another race and Scott wins.
Hold on,
So-
whoa.
I mean,
No. Go back to all of the different races. Like the one we redid that he did legitimately win. His teammate didn't record the race, so therefore that's rule number one.
It
If you
had
don't
to be
record it,
redone.
you get disqualified. So you have to you lose then. So that's not my fault. And then this one was set up as 3 heats, best of 3 wins, and we both got disqualified. Yes, Joey.
That is not true. The best of 3 heats at the original. The text the night before was 5 laps around. That is the race. And then we finished the first race. And I just did a victory lap for the last part in the first race. And then, we got 2 more heats. What? You're kidding.
I don't remember it going down precisely like that. Here's the deal, we just need to add a referee into our videos so that it's not he said, she said game. I do want to welcome everybody in the chat room this morning. Good to see everyone dropping comments. If you're watching, you're not in the chat, man, just drop a hello to everybody. Some people are saying, ladies, you look good today. Somebody said that about you. They did not say that about Joey and I. We got to wear makeup, Joey, next week to get somebody to say that we're looking good today, apparently. But the ladies won that prize today. Some of them said, Joey, they did love the bantering. Joey and Michaela, any closing thoughts on the races?
You know, I think a referee would be really helpful to kind of monitor the races and to make sure that nobody's cheating intentionally or unintentionally. So I think that's a great idea.
I think she should be the...
I would
No,
love it.
they-
Give me a whistle. I'll be ready to go.
You cannot. It's like Holly being the ref. She's biased to me.
well, no. I mean, I'm a rule follower and fair
Same.
game.
Same.
So totally
All right,
think
maybe
that
somebody
Michaela
else.
or I could do that for you.
No, we are not going to let anyone that is attached to anyone, they have to be non-biased. That's just the way it's going to go. So next week's race will have a referee. Thank you for everybody that's hanging with us today. We like a little bannering. We got some really special guests throughout today that are going to do some special things today. So I'm super stoked on that. Honestly, jump in the chat room. If you wonder what it looks like really quick while we are watching the video with you here, we had Carl, who is on the other side of all the technology with Brian, snap some pictures, and we didn't know he was doing this, and we want to throw him up for you to see what it's like in the studio while we are yelling at each other as we are living out. And this is my first time seeing them as well. That's where we're watching the iPad. People are watching their phones. That's a shot. I'm not in a sad state. Maybe I fell there. There's Michaela just laughing at Joey. I like that. And then we got one more for you. There we go. They're all laughing. Joey, I got you. It's good. It's good times. Hey, we would love to see where you are watching from. I know we got families that are in Pensacola. Welcome to Leo and his crew. I know we got families in South Africa that watch. Send pictures wherever you're watching. If you got a viewing party going on, send us pictures. We want to see where you are, and we'll throw it up just to share where the family is, where we're all across the world today. So thank you so much for hanging with us. We've got a great video here that we want you guys to enjoy, and really, hopefully some of these videos spark an idea in your mind where it will allow you to move from where you are in a new direction. Our hopes is that we connect you with Jesus today in some form or fashion. So enjoy this video, and then Brian will be up to sing a new song or a song, not a new song, but a song. Check this video out right here.
So things haven't turned out as you hoped. Life took a turn. A bump. A darkened sky. And at times it may have seemed there was no hope. But here's the good news. Our God is the God of fresh starts. Our God is the God of new beginnings. Our God brings new mercies, new compassions, not just once a year, not just when things are bad, but every single morning. This season has been tough. And for many of us, things will never be the same. But we are here, breathing, maybe smiling, or crying, or shouting, or laughing. But we are here, feeling, maybe fighting, or cheering, or seeking, or grieving, but we are here, living. And we are not alone. Our God is here. Our God is with us. And our God is the God of new creations.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. So glad you're here joining us today. Wherever you guys are at, would you stand up and sing along? Everybody in the studio is just standing up. People come together, strangers, neighbors, our blood is one. Children of generations, of every nation, don't let your heart be troubled. Hold your head up high, don't fear no evil. Fix your eyes on this one truth. God is madly in love with you. So take courage, hold on, be strong. Remember where our help comes from. Sing it out. Whoa, 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 is in his blood. Jesus, light of heaven, reign forever, his kingdom come. So don't let your heart be troubled. Hold your head up high, don't fear no evil. Fix your eyes on this one truth. God is madly in love with you. So take courage, hold on, be strong. Remember where our help comes from. Whoa, whoa, So swing wide, all you heavens, let the praise go up as the walls come down. All creation, everything with breath, repeat the sounds. All his children, clean hands, pure hearts, good grace, good God. His name is Jesus. Let's sing that again. So swing wide, all you heavens, let the praise go up as the walls come down. All creation, everything with breath, repeat the sound. All his children, clean hands, pure hearts, good grace, good God. His name is Jesus. Let's sing it one more time, come on. So swing wide, all you heavens, let the praise go up as the walls come down. All creation, everything with breath, repeat the sound. All his children, clean hands, pure hearts, good grace, good God. His name is Jesus. Wherever you're at, sing it out, sing Jesus. Jesus, our salvation, our salvation is in his blood. Jesus, light of heaven, reign forever, his kingdom come. So don't let your heart be troubled. Hold your head up high, don't fear no evil. Just fix your eyes on this one truth. God is madly in love with you. So take courage, hold on, be strong. Remember where our help comes from. Man, that's my prayer for you guys today. Don't let your hearts be troubled. Hold your head up high, because the God of the universe is on your side. We're going to check out a video. We ask the question around here all the time, what does love require? This video talks about that a little bit, so let's check this out.
When did we forget how to love? Did it happen suddenly? Or was it a gradual decline? When did we forget the very foundation of the gospel? For God so loved. Love is what moved God to action. Love is what held Jesus to the cross. Love is what rolled away the stone. But we've forgotten that part. Without love, we are simply a resounding gong, a clanging cymbal, a bunch of noise.
Set up Chris for like 3 seconds and then it
Without love, we are nothing.
Chris, you can stay.
Is that what people see in us?
You can say it first. I want to
Meaningless,
say everything
empty
that I've got this.
noise? Love is supposed to be patient and kind, gentle, not angry or arrogant. Yet in our effort to stand on truth, we have forgotten the very thing these truths are based on. Love. Never once did Jesus fail in this. Not in his heartbreak or his anger. Not in his joy or his betrayal. His default has always been love. Maybe it's time the church was more like Jesus.
I love that video. Brian, you killed it. Thank you for everybody that are just having great conversations over there in the live chat. That's a way for everybody to connect. We are a church that wants to connect with people, to have community. Even if it's online, we want to connect with people across the globe. So thank you for jumping in there and just saying hi. You'll have people that'll sit there and just type your name in and say hello back to you. Thank you for everybody trusting us today with conversations. So glad to see all those names. And today in the studio, man, we got a lot of special guests today. They're special to me because they're some of my good friends, and it's been a long time since you've seen them, but because now we have this ability to go live and to have a studio setting, we can invite more people in. And so it is my pleasure to introduce you Chris Gilbert, as I was thinking about something else there. Chris, how are you doing this morning?
Man, I'm doing great. It is so good to be back in with this community of guys hanging out and girls hanging out in the studio. What a joy it is. This is really kind of strange for me, to be completely honest with you, because A, I'm not typically in an audience, in front of an audience. B, I'm not on stage, I'm talking to a camera, which is also really, really weird. But before I get into that, speaking of the weird piece, I know it has been a really long time since I've seen some of you guys, since March, since the COVID shutdown. In fact, I was rocking my COVID cut this morning. You guys see those curls coming up? I think I've decided I'm just gonna wait and just see what happens. I'm working from home through the rest of the year. Like, why cut it? So I think I'm gonna see what happens here. Let's see what kind of goes with the curls. But
Chris, I say we put it to a vote really quick.
Oh,
Let's just let it in the
vote. Oh my
chat
gosh.
room.
There
Should
you go. What do you
Chris
think?
cut his hair, or should he grow it out? Chris, the end product is something like this. If you're wondering, I mean, it will look like this at some point.
I don't know. I don't know. My hair doesn't quite grow at the speed of Scott.
But,
So
but it will eventually catch up. So we'll put it to a vote in there. It's good to see you, Chris. But Chris, I want to know, when you watch that video and you hear us always using the phrase, what does love require? What does it mean to you when you hear that? How do you filter that in your life? And maybe this is the first time for people that are in our chat room or watching today going, that's the first time I actually thought about that phrase. But what does love require you to do in every scenario, situation in life? How do you process that, Chris?
what does love require you to do? Yeah, that's a phrase that we use a lot here at Unlock Church. And honestly, when I first think about it, the first thing that comes to my mind is, okay, this is gonna date me, but if you remember way back, we used to wear those bracelets, like, right? The what would Jesus do bracelets. That's what comes to my mind. I think about those little bitty guys who sit on your shoulders, right? You got the guy dressed in black over here, and you got the little angel dressed in white. And I always just think about what does love require you to do? And it's always that tap, that little nudge, that guy sitting on your shoulder saying, hey, what does this mean to you? What can you do differently than you're doing today? I've got so many examples that are just racing through my head. One of the ones I talked about this morning, I was watching the race this morning on the video. One of the things that came back to me was for ages ago, the one-wheel race with this crew, and Lily's battery dies towards the end of the race. And I just remember Joey in the lead, coming in strong, and he saw that Lily's battery had died and she was stranded. And you see him wrestling with, like, I have a chance to win this race. And he just paused for a moment and he said, no, this is just a race, but I can go back and I can help this person who's got like a half-mile walk carrying a 35-pound one wheel on their right arm. And he took the chance to say, you know what, this is worth taking a step back, taking a loss, and helping out and building somebody else up. And that was one example that I thought of. You know, I think about one more example that just happened to me this week. My wife and I were on a walk, and I missed it. I was in deep thought, having a good conversation, and in the middle of this COVID, you're not really sure how to when you're crossing people on a sidewalk, you're not really sure what that means, how you're supposed to react. And my family has made the decision, we are just gonna get in the grass. We're gonna get off the trail, get into the grass, and take it like that. And until that person passes, then we can kind of resume our trail. And I missed it. I just didn't do it. And you know, my wife was right there and just gave me that, it was supposed to be a gentle reminder. But I missed it and I snapped. So that other piece of that, I responded very incorrectly to her, and I kind of jumped on her because I knew better. I knew I was capable of doing what love required me to do, but I missed it. She called me out on it, and I didn't have the best reaction to it. But for me, it's also, what does love require me to do? It's also requiring me to be receptive of that new information. And so anyway, 2 examples. I've got like 5 more, but I know I'm not on stage today, Scott is. So I'm gonna throw it back, but it's always just that general reminder of, can I build somebody else up or am I tearing them down? Can I take a moment and help somebody, or is it all about me? And so just those sorts of phrases kind of bounce around your head. So I'll throw the question back to you. What does love require you to do today?
Yeah, I don't think he's throwing that back to me, just in case you guys were wondering. Is he saying that to Scott? He's looking through the lens and reaching out to you, saying, what does love require you to do? If you can put it somewhere that will always remind you of what to do, it will change your life. Because honestly, we all answer that question honestly. We'll always do the right thing. It's just when we justify whatever we don't want to do when love requires us, we justify the wrong thing. So be careful of the justification of why you're not going to talk to that person you're mad at first. They should. That's not the way we answer it. It's always answer it and then act on what you're saying. Love will always require us to put ourselves second. Thank you, Chris. So good to see you. I get to see you a lot, but it's good to see you. And I love your shirt. You got it going on today, man. Well done.
Good
And by the way, Chris, I don't think I saw one vote in the comments, and maybe I missed it. They all said grow it long. Yeah.
What?
So, yep, they all want to see it. They all want to see it long.
What they don't know is that I'm a little thin up here, so it doesn't quite look right. We'll see. You know, my kid grew out his hair for
a long
years.
time.
It was like when he cut it was down to here, in the middle of his back. So, you know, who knows what the future may look like for Chris in 2021.
You are not alone, my friend, on growing out the hair. You got 2 options, it felt like, during the COVID. It's either grow it out or shave it was kind of what a lot of people are doing. So thank you, Chris. We are going to transition into a video that we played at our summer camp a couple weeks ago. And it's going to be hilarious. But before we do that, you guys sent in pictures of your viewing party or where you're watching today, and it puts a smile. So we're gonna put it on the TV here. You can't see the TV, but I'm looking at it. Okay, it's right over here. We have Amy and her crew, a viewing party there. I want to be there. Look at that. The plates are empty, so either you served nothing or the food was that good that they just devoured it. Okay, I like that. Oh, look at that. What a great family. Dad on the screen. That's Brian's family. Dad on the screen in the back. That's pretty cute right there. This is Bill, and we have Matt, and we have, I think that's Amanda and their crew on the bottom. I'm sure Tracy's in there somewhere maybe. That's a great picture as well. They've got the big, it's on their garage. And then this is a great family. We had them over the other day, play kickball. And Elizabeth, I think today is her due date. She is due today. And you can see it clearly baby is still cooking in there. And so if you would, if you know them or just think about it, just say a good prayer for them, as tomorrow, if she doesn't go today, I believe they're inducing her tomorrow. So tomorrow, baby will be here regardless. So pray for them. Good to see those families. Thank you for those that text in your pictures. You can continue to do that as you want to snap pictures throughout your afternoon here with us, and you can text it at 651-276-8797. In a little bit, we're going to do a FaceTime call with Lily and Kristen. They are around. They're going to help us in the teaching, so we got something special cooked up with them. So Joey, before we throw it to the video, do you remember the race where we had you guys in inflatable rafts and I rode around in a boat to try to create waves? Tell us, what were your thoughts in that race?
Well, my thoughts in that race was it was very difficult because Scott was riding around in his boat. Like, we were in these tiny inflatable boats and he was in a real boat making waves, and it's kind of like it made it complicated. It really did. It slowed us down, and let's just say my shoulders were killing me by the end of it.
Joey,
But
hold on, Joey. Every race, something hurt. Oh, my back. Oh, my arm from holding the camera. Come on, man. You're an athlete. You act like you're 50.
yeah, I didn't stop though. I keep going. I talk about it, but I still go. I know. I kind of feel like I have started to complain more, so I'm gonna just not talk now.
No, you can. It's very entertaining. It's very entertaining. It's entertaining to watch back our races, right, and go, oh, I actually said that. And so I love it. And so you are very entertaining. You do what you're supposed to do, is put a smile on people. Oh, my arm is getting tired. Actually, my feet are really sore right now standing up. Not just messing. I was just being Joey there. Joey, thank you so much. Honestly, this race is hilarious. I don't think that they knew how to actually row a boat, but they're rowing a boat. I'm in the boat making waves, and the idea was to get across the lake and back, and this will tie into today's thought. So you're watching a why. You'll see in a little bit. Check out this video. I hope it puts a smile on your face, and then we'll share a thought. 1, go!
Oh no! I'm just going in circles! I can't work these two battles! Oh gosh! The waves are starting!
Let's see how I do here. Let's give it a little bit of gas here. They haven't even got past the dock yet. I don't know if you can hear me.
I've never rattled a boat like this. I'm going straight into the neighbor's dock. Right. My gosh! He's
The wave! Oh, what is this guy's deal? This guy, who is he?
Oh, this is too good.
I wish you could see me right now. I'm just like, paddle, 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 paddle.
Ah! Ah! Ah!
Going fast.
Oh my!
Kristen is laying down.
We're gonna get Kristen here. Struggling.
Scott's attacking me with the wave, and I don't know what to do. Okay, here. Okay.
I'm kicking.
You're squashing me! Get out of here!
Can you guys see me? I'm down here. I'm down here. I'm too close to the camera.
Oh my gosh, this is so hard, you guys. I'm so tired.
Kristen is struggling right now. Like struggle bus.
I really need to get going now. I'm very far behind. I don't even know how they got all the way up there.
Struggling.
I'm struggling. I almost fell off!
Oh my gosh. I think I got it. Yes. Rowboat. Row your boat. Row your boat.
Hey! Am I across?
Joey is laying on his stomach. What is that?
Can I turn around? The ref needs to tell me, can I turn around?
Yeah. No, he can turn around.
I'm scared of fish, guys. If you didn't know, I don't like fish.
Oh! I'm whacking myself in the face with the paddles!
I'm paddling with my hands now. I'm going a lot faster.
Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna knock Kristen off of her boat. She is bad!
Get out of here! No!
I almost tipped.
Joey always tries to cheat by trying to knock people off.
I do not try to cheat, guys. I try to have fun. It's called fun.
Okay. Can I turn around? Okay, I'm turning around. Ew, I got that off of me! Ew! Ew! Okay.
Get to the weeds, and then I'm going back. These waves are really actually helping me right now. Get here.
All right, let's go make some waves here.
I'm just rolling with my circumstances, and my circumstances are that I'm winning. Woo!
Okay, row. 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 Okay, I think I'm getting the hang of it.
Gosh! This is so difficult! And Scott is making those waves!
Look at Joey. The dude's paddling, but he is winning.
This guy is trying to make me fall.
Row. Row. Row.
Give my arms a break. It's called strategy.
Oh no, Scott's coming! No! No! Ah!
Buddy, I'm turning around for you to see a victory! My teams, I got you. 1 million points. That was for you. All of that hard work was for you.
What's on my arm?
Ew!
I'm almost there!
Hey, there they are. They finally figured out what I was doing. Look at that. I almost sank, guys.
Woo! I made it! I have to touch the dock. I made it.
Kristen was in last the whole time. She got second. Wow.
I'm sorry, teams. I let you down.
Woo! That was exciting. Joey wins, folks. Joey won hands down, not even close. All right, we're gonna head back into the studio because we got some more shenanigans for you. 3, 2, 1. There you go. That is one of the best epic races that I did not participate in. And somebody asked, was Joey breaking any of the rules by kicking and paddling when he wasn't using the paddles? No, I wasn't racing, so I think that was totally fine. Had I been racing, I might have pointed that out that he was breaking some rules. But you know what? Hey, the ladies didn't call for it, so hey, Joey won it. Hands down. Well done, Joey. And somebody wants to make a t-shirt of your quote of my current situation is winning. I'm gonna roll with it, something along that. I think a lot of people would like to wear that. Hey, if you came in late, my name is Scott Mendenhall. If you came from our One Win video, man, we are a group of people on mission to partner with people to unlock their God-given greatness. That's here locally in Minnesota and now globally as we are reaching families across the world through digital means. So we're excited to have you with us. This is the part where we want to dive deep into a concept, a thought of the day, where hopefully it will move you from where you are and in a direction where you're applying Jesus' principles to your life. We ask this, I love questions around here because it allows us to frame things like, what does love require you to do? Frames, this one is, ask, what is Jesus saying to you and what are you going to do about it? If you're at the Vernon's party and you're sitting in the garage, you asking yourself, what is Jesus saying to me today? What am I going to do about it? Or you're at the viewing party with Amy. Jeff's in the studio today. That's why he was not in the picture. You'll see him shortly. But if you're over at their house asking yourself, what is Jesus saying to me today? What am I going to do about it? If you're in Pensacola, in South Africa, if you are in the state of Washington watching today, wherever you find yourself, ask yourself, what is Jesus saying to me today? And what am I going to do about it? Because you didn't log in on accident. accident today. Jesus has you here today to say something to you. I believe that. And today I want to talk about what you just watched in a silly race, right? It was in a context of camp where the winning team got points based on who won. And it's just, but the idea illustrates my point today, is that I want to put a thought inside us that we would go into the new, that God is doing something new in the world. It's not deniable. Like, you cannot deny it right now that the world is changing dramatically. There are a group of people that want to hold on to the past and just go back to the old normal. There are people saying, well, there's going to be a new normal, and trying to figure that out. But rarely do I hear people, and I'm not saying it's everybody watching, but rarely do I hear people talk about what is God up to? What is the new things God is doing? If we begin to move from I want to go back to the past and drop that and no longer head that direction, and stop looking at a current situation, just go, I want it to change, and move to, God, what are you doing? What's the new you're doing? Where are you leading me as an individual, as a family, and even us as Unlocked Church, asking the question, God, where are you leading me? Boy, that just changes it. Notice we call ourselves followers of Jesus often around here. And that's because we are trying to follow Jesus. We're trying to let him lead our lives, take us in a direction. We are saying, God, we follow you. You are the CEO of our lives. You are the president of our lives. Authors in the Bible record one of the first announcements of Jesus, that the Lord has been born. The Lord is our CEO and president. So yes, Jesus is our Messiah who forgives us of our wrong things, and I love that part of Jesus, but he also is our Lord, where he sets the direction for us. He provides a roadmap of trying to get out there into the new. And so may I ask this, what is the new that God is calling you to do? But what I understand about new is it often is scary, unknown, and unpredictable. I think I wrote it somehow in my notes here that I said that it's new is unknown, uncharted, and undone. And that makes it paralyzing, because it's like, oh my gosh, I don't know what I'm going to do. No one's actually done the new that God's asking me to do, so how do I do it? And we're going to talk all about that today. And so I hope today we're already stirring you. And some of you might have been, if you can take all three characters in the boat race, right? You got Joey, who the dude's just trying to get going as fast as he can. And then all of a sudden, I hit him with a couple waves, and you could see the first wave that sprays him in the face. He even said it afterwards, I wasn't expecting the water in my face, and just smacks him in the face. It startles him. And all of a sudden, you saw for a second, he stopped paddling, because he got hit with something he didn't expect. And a lot of times when we step out in the new, immediately we hit some kind of adversity, and we're like, that's it, I'm returning. I'm going to go back. But what I love about what Joey did is he wipes off the water, and he begins to paddle. And he paddles, and he gets tired. You heard him talk about his arms getting sore in it. He's like, oh, my shoulders. But it didn't stop him. He kept paddling, he kept going forward. And ultimately, he won a brand new race. We had never raced it before. There was no trial to the race. It was this is the goal, go do it. And I was trying to distract them and slow them down. And oftentimes when we're called out into the new, there are distractions in our life that we get, oh no, what if that boat hits me? Or what if I fail? Or what if I can't do it? What if I don't know where to go? And we have all these what ifs. But what if? This is the question I want us to move to. What if I succeed? What if I take the risk to do the new that God is asking me to do, and I succeed? Oh, well, the answer is, people will be better for it, and you'll be better for it. Because when God calls us into the new, it's not oftentimes just about you. It's pretty small-minded to think about it's solely for you. When God calls us into the new, it's for multiple people, because God is about people. He wants to use our dreams and our passions to change people's lives, not just my life. And so when we hesitate to do the new, to embrace the new, you know what? We're slowing down progress for other people, because there are people in the world that are waiting for you and I to leave the harbor, if I can, since we used a boat race to illustrate. God's calling us to leave the harbor. As Unlocked Church, I feel God's calling us to leave the harbor. We don't have a permanent location here in Minnesota. We don't have a place to rent at the moment. It's like, okay, God, what are you doing? I can panic and go, God, I just want to go back to the old. Get us back into school. Or I can say, what's the new normal, God? Should we meet under a tent out in the park? Or, God, what is the new you're calling us out into? And as we sit here digitally, man, I'm excited about some of these things that I'm just going to list. I'm excited that we've grown as a church. We got Alan from South Africa in the chat room today. If we weren't in a digital capacity, we wouldn't have him and his family in watching the video. We wouldn't have our friends from Washington State today watching. We wouldn't have Austin. I think your name was Austin from Washington. We wouldn't have you in here today if we weren't digital. We wouldn't have Leo from Pensacola in here today without going digital. We wouldn't be in your homes today if it wasn't for us going digital. So the new that God's called us into, that we jumped into, I'm excited about. We've asked, hey, start doing house parties, because I think when we talk about as a church, remember this, if you're brand new around here, we've said it like this hundreds of times. This might be a reminder. We want to start 150 churches. Now, if we start popping up house parties all over the place, like though our friends and families in Pensacola, you start doing a house party and it grows, all of a sudden that becomes a church. Like anytime there are more than just a family gathering, we're going to start calling that, hey, that's a church. When they're consistently meeting, all of a sudden you can, what if Alan in South Africa starts doing a viewing party if it's appropriate in your country? I don't know all the state laws and things of that nature, but if it's appropriate to do viewing parties and you guys feel comfortable to do it, imagine as many churches are popping up everywhere on Sundays and we're getting into a chat room watching this. I just start going, look at what God's going to do. He's spreading the gospel. The church is not struggling right now, the big church, okay? It's not struggling. The gospel is being preached. People are finding Jesus. People are joining churches. People are joining Unlock Church, and it excites me. Like, I don't know if my excitement's coming through the lens or not. It's so hard to know. But I'm excited about what God is doing, the new. But I have to, first and foremost, embrace the uncomfortability of the new. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know how to do all this. All the technology that's in this studio right now, you know what? We all had to learn it. Even today, you know, we get mics left on, and we're like, oh, crap. We don't have technology in here telling us when all the mics are left on. It's somebody texting us going, hey, we can hear you, Scott, still talking. It's like, oh, darn it. It's just... we're figuring out why to reach where you are. We still want to partner with people to unlock their God-given greatness. The new for us is to continue to spread the gospel and take care of those that are still here at Unlock Church. We're not leaving Unlock Church. We are a mission to impact Minnesota. This isn't a change to things. It's more, God, what are you leading us in the new? It's like right now, okay, we're struggling to find a location. Permanent location in Minnesota. Maybe God is leading us to do these viewing parties where people are coming in, meeting, and praying together. And so let's show you really quick on what a viewing party looks like. Maybe you're like, what is this and how does that work? Well, Kristen and Lily are set up in their apartment to show us. Hi, Lily and Kristen. How are you doing?
Hi!
Look at them, all smiles.
So good.
You guys
are having so much fun.
Yeah, you have a lot of food there. Why do you have so much food?
We are ready. We're ready to grub on this food. Yeah. And
is that? But like, why? Why have all that food there? Kind of walk us through a little bit of a viewing party and what should, if somebody would like to be a part of a viewing party, what could they expect? Lily, how about you answer that?
Yeah. So a viewing party for what you guys are experiencing today. It's instead of just rolling out of bed, grabbing your coffee, and sitting on the couch and watching service, how about invite your neighbors, invite your family, invite your friends to come and sit with you, make it awesome, make breakfast for them, and then if you just want to attend, there's so many opportunities for you to attend a viewing party and eat someone else's food and enjoy with people in our church community.
Kristen, what are you looking forward to the most in eating there? That is a lot of food for the two of you. Which one is your favorite?
All of it's my favorite, but probably bacon. And
Bacon. Yeah. Have you ever? Let me ask this question, Kristen. Have you ever had bacon in ice cream before? I heard that's a thing.
I have not, but I'm not a huge fan of mixing bacon with sweets. I tried it on a donut once and I almost threw up. I couldn't do it.
Okay, those in the chat room, do you give us some ideas of what we should mix our bacon with, as that's one of Kristen's favorite items in the chat room. What do you like to put bacon on? Have you ever had bacon and ice cream? I hear that's a thing. That sounds disgusting to me. The donut with bacon on it, not good at all. I just didn't like the smell of the donut and the bacon. It just didn't, I didn't even try it. But ladies, it looks so good there. And here's the idea of us showing what they're getting ready for is that Think about how easy it is to now invite your neighbors to just come to my house. They're already familiar with your home. It would be so easy for Lily and Kristen to invite their neighbors in their apartment complex because they know where they live. It's an easy invite. Think about the leap it was for people to go to church. Ooh, I've never gone to church. What do I need to wear? How do I show up? Now it's, hey, would you come over for breakfast? And then we're gonna watch our church service. It'll be blast. It's super interactive with one-wheel videos. And the beauty is you can actually send them a link of a previous service that you liked, and now they're really prepared for it. And you're connecting with people and you're spreading the gospel. Imagine the new. This is, I think, God's calling Unlock Church into this for a season. I can't tell you how long, but let's embrace it and start popping up these homes that are viewing parties where we have 5 or 6 people hanging out together and they're doing church and they're actually being a light in their neighborhood. I get excited about the new, the possibilities of what God can do through this if we would all jump on. Now, I know so many of you, as I'm going to say thank you to Lily and Kristen. Thank you, ladies, for jumping in. And they slaved all morning to make that stuff there for like a 2-minute video. That is live. They've been wanting to eat it. They're probably been like, get me on so I can eat the food hot, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, what was your thoughts on the race? Do you think the race was done right today?
I think the race was great. I don't love getting wins that are on a DQ, but I'll take it. But yeah, I'm just ready for next weekend to fall again.
Yeah, the fall was traumatizing, so I need some time.
Are you guys sore from the fall? People want to know, are you sore from the fall?
My neck is
Their necks, they got whiplash. All right, ladies, eat some lukewarm food. Put ice on your necks because the race is coming. We will have a ref this week, though, okay? All right, thank you, ladies.
Okay, sounds good.
We'll let them sign off as they're saying goodbye. But here, immediately, some of you are listening to this go, ooh, I don't know if I like that. I liked it. But when God calls us into the new, and he does new things all the time, we have got to move ourselves and go into the direction of the new, or we miss out on what God's doing. I don't want to be a spectator of what God is doing in the world. I want to be a part of the new. But that means we have to let go of traditions. We have to let go of things that we liked and get uncomfortable. Because new often is uncomfortable for a season because it is us adjusting to the new. So I come back to what is the new God's doing in your life? Think about it just in your family, not just Unlock Church kind of side of things, but in your life. God is, I think, trying to move your family in a direction of new things, and we're trying to hold on to the past. We're trying to do the way we've always done our family and raising our kids, but the world has changed. It's time to adjust to the new God is calling your family to get to, and not continue to drag the past experiences with you, because when you continue to drag the past with you, you get wore out and tired and you stop moving altogether because it's too much work. We've got to let go of the past, embrace the new that God is calling in. I can't define the new for you where you're watching this, but I know he's up to something new in your life. And I know that because when I read the owner's manual, and I know I'm holding up an iPad here, okay, but my owner's manual, the Bible, is on this. We call the owner's manual because when we say God is the Lord of our life, he sets the direction through truth in the Bible. And I want to read first from Old Testament, okay? I want to, in the Old Testament reveals God's character. If you want to know what God is like and his characteristics, read the Old Testament, because you're going to see how he handled a group of people called the Israelites and led them. And so in Isaiah chapter 43, God is talking to Jacob, listen to the Lord who created you. O Israel, the one who formed you says, do not be afraid, for I have ransomed you. I have called you by name, and you are mine. So God's saying, hey, you're mine, you're important, I value you, I actually paid a price for you. That's true for all of us. God paid a price through his son for all of us, okay? Our sins are forgiven through the ransom of Jesus' death and resurrection. That's a lot of information there, and if you're on the fence on that, just pretend you believe me on this. It's a game changer when you really, really believe it. So the ransom is paid through Jesus, and then in Isaiah chapter 43, verse 18. But forget all that is nothing compared to what I'm going to do. So what he's saying is forget what I've done in the past. What I'm about to do, okay, for what I'm about to do is something new. See, I've already begun. Do you not see it? I will make a pathway through the wilderness. I will create rivers in dry wastelands. God is telling Jake, I'm doing something new. Do you not see it? Instead of looking at the COVID crisis and all the negative that is spit out by the news, can we move to what is God up to? What is God doing? Because if we fix our eyes on that, we will find ourselves less depressed and scared by fixing ourselves on the nightly news. Fix our eyes on the new that God is trying to do. Yes, it is dangerous out there sometimes. I don't know. I don't know all the rules. I don't know all I know is I think God is up to something new, and I want to be in on it. I don't want to be a part of this in a decade going, man, did you see what God did? I want to go, I was there and I was a part of what God did. He moved the church digitally to spread the gospel at a rapid speed. Think about this. Today, you can copy paste this link to your friends and say, next week, will you join me? I'll have your favorite meal. Why don't you bring in the orange juice and I'll provide this and we'll gather together for an hour and a half and have a good time. Would you do that? Imagine how fast we would spread the gospel in the Twin Cities and around the world. Here's the deal. We could spread the gospel faster than any virus can spread. Here's the deal. There's more hope in the gospel than in the nightly news. God has plans for all of us, and I'm not trying to make a joke of the COVID situation. I don't want us to live in fear. I want us to live in hope that God is a God of new. May we embrace it and move it forward, and I'm just trying to drill it into our heads that my hope is for us to see what God is doing as an unlocked church, jump into it and go after it and not say, well, I'm just waiting for us to gather again in a physical place on a Sunday. I'm going to embrace it. I'm going to open my home to 6 or 7 people, and we're going to do these house parties and these viewing parties, and we're going to spread the gospel so fast. I love what the author writes in Zechariah chapter 4, verse 10. Do not despise these small beginnings, for the Lord rejoices to see the work begin. God gets amped on the new beginnings, the new things God's doing. He gets excited about the start. We're gonna bring Michaela in here, and we're gonna ask her a couple questions in here in a second as she's getting herself ready over there. We'll let you get yourself all centered, Michaela. But I want to read one more verse. In Philippians chapter 3, verse 13, this is Paul writing to a church plant. He goes, dear brothers and sisters, I have not achieved it, but I focus on one thing, forgetting the past and looking forward to what lies ahead. I press on to reach the end of the race and receive the heavenly prize which God through Christ Jesus is calling me. Paul is writing about, hey, there's a destination. There is something new God is after, and I am forgetting the past. I'm forgetting all the times I failed and I lost and I didn't add up. I'm forgetting the past. I'm moving forward. I'm not trying to capture, even if I won in the past, I'm not trying to capture the past. I'm trying to move forward. So Michaela, you are a college athlete. You played at the highest level in basketball. Did you ever lose a game?
Absolutely. Many games, have lost many games. Yeah.
And what did that make you feel like, Michaela?
I mean, sometimes I felt like a failure, to be honest. It was hard to have all this pressure on us to win, and it was really hard to kind of accept the losing when we did lose. But kind of to go off of that, like when I became a follower of Jesus, it wasn't all about the winning and losing for me. It was just about playing my heart out for Jesus, and it didn't matter if we won or lost. So, yeah.
So how did you get over, because I'm sure in basketball, you have back-to-back games sometimes, and you lost the night before, and now you're going to go into a tournament, and you're like, how do you overcome the loss? How does that loss not define your present game situation? What were some ways that you overcame the failures?
You know, when I think about that, when we would lose as a team, we would obviously reflect on what went wrong during the game and, how could we do better next time? But I didn't, I moved on to the next. The next day, we didn't think about the game we lost. We thought about the next game. Well, how are we going to do? How are we going to do better? And, losing doesn't define who you are. And I think you have to listen to what God has to say about you and your values and just your talents and what he says. You are a child of God. And I would just put that into my head when I would go into the next game, and it didn't matter if, my performance was bad or if I was playing really well, I would glorify him in those moments. It was definitely tough. It was a tension to be made, but that's what I have to say about that.
And here's the deal. You need to, I think you can Google Michaela, and you can find some highlights of her playing at University of Minnesota. And yes. So, but your Google Michaela Bailey, right, is what they need to look for.
Yes.
So look her up. and you'll see some great highlights. She's an athlete, but I love what
Was an athlete, Scott. Was an athlete.
No, no, look.
Was an athlete, always an athlete?
Yeah, I think so. Okay, thank you, Michaela. You're awesome if you're doing that. Here's what I heard when she said you can't let failures define you. I think we're in a world where we allow our past failures to define us. Who am I to be called into the new? Who am I to God to use me in the new? Think about Unlock Church and what we've been a part of. We've grown during a really tough time. We've spread the gospel. We've reached over 300, almost 400 kids through a digital camp, and people are asking us, big churches, how'd you do it? How can you help us do it? Who are we? We're listening to God call us into the new, and we're going after the new when it's uncharted, unknown, and undone. We want to go in it, and we're allowing God to define it and not be defined by, oh, we failed, we didn't get it right, it wasn't as smooth, we missed that transition. I love what she said about the past. We look at past games, we learn from our mistakes and move forward and try not to repeat those mistakes. I want to go to Jesus' first miracle. All right, Jesus' first miracle. This is about Jesus is about 30 years old. His mom takes Jesus to a wedding. So if we can learn anything, when you get older, you're 30, it's still cool to hang out with mom because Jesus was rolling into a party with mom. Okay, if you want to read this story for yourself, and you should, it's found in John chapter 2, verse 1. Because of time, I'm going to tell the story, and you need to go back there and read it. But so they're in the party, and Jesus' mom, Mary, comes to him and says, Jesus, they're out of wine, okay? Jesus, they've run out of wine, and it's not good, Jesus. I need you to do something about it. And Jesus, depending what version, he goes, woman, it's not my time. I don't know about you, but my mom's name's Mary, and my mom, Mary, wouldn't handle it like Mary of Jesus, Mary. My mom would have thrown a salt shaker at me. My mom did it once before. I know if I said, woman, it's not my time to cut the grass, she'd throw a salt shaker at me. But Jesus' mom, when he said, woman, it's not my time, she didn't say anything. She's gentle. All moms out there. Gentleness. I just offended all moms right there. I didn't mean to. So Jesus is like, hey, it's not my deal. And Mary goes, I love this. Mary goes, hey, servants over there, do whatever he tells you to do. Kind of saying, Jesus, come on, man. I'm mom. Just do it. I know you can do something. So Jesus says, see those jars over there. I want you to grab those jars, and I want you to fill it full of water, and then I want you to take a scoop out of that, and I want you to give it to the host of the party and let them sample it. They do what he says to do. They walk over and let the host sample it. And the story is the host goes, this is the best wine. Most people save the worst wine for the end. Why would you serve the best when they're already 3 days into the party and they could be drunk? Why would you do this? And a lot of people would get hung up like, oh, that's cool, water into the wine. To me, it feels like a magic trick a little bit because it's like nobody got healed. No one came back from the dead. It's like, no waters were parted. It's like, why water to wine? And I didn't say it on purpose. I want to read this part. When he talks about the jars, here's what it says in John chapter 2. But his mother servant told, do whatever he tells you. Standing nearby were 6 stone water jars used for Jewish ceremonial washing. Each could hold 20 to 30 gallons. It was what he used to do the new. It was the dirty pots. It was the cracked pots. Jewish ceremonial pots were where you either at least washed your hands. Some would argue that it was where they would wash their feet. Regardless, it was just dirty. It's not what you use when you're going to serve something fresh and new. And Jesus says, grab those. And it's been years I've read this and just go, why? Why is that his first miracle? And it dawned on me this week. It was about what he used. And it's a reminder for all of you that are defined by the losses in life. He uses you when you make yourself available. When you're empty and go, okay, God, use me for the new. I will embrace wherever you're calling me. If you have a home, open up your home to your neighbors. Invite them for meals. You will be the light in the darkness. You can change your life forever. Don't be defined by who you think you are. Be defined where God is calling you into the new. Open up your homes. Reach your neighborhood. I just think about this. Neighborhoods finding Jesus because we open up our homes. We become like Jesus. We are all the used dirty pots. We've got a story. We got a past. Let it go. Walk in the new and allow Jesus to use what you got. Be faithful with what you got and watch God use you in your house to change your neighborhood. It will be a game changer for the world. You want to change the world, change your neighborhood. You want to change your city, change your neighborhood. You want to change the government, change your neighborhood. It all starts there. The more Jesus is taught and the more people live by Jesus, we start changing the nightly narrative in the news. When Jesus is proclaimed, that's why we want to spread this. We have the ability to do it. Let's go do it. Let's embrace the new and not go, I just want to be back the way we were. That's the old. We're letting go of it. We're pressing forward on the goal ahead of us. So how are we going to do this? How do we get the new? How do we do this? It's this simple illustration from Joshua chapter 1. Moses was leading Israel. He dies, and Joshua's second in charge. Joshua becomes the leader, and you can read this story in Joshua chapter 1, verse 1. And God says, it's time, Joshua, to lead these people into the land I've promised you. Everything I said for Moses is now true for you. Lead these people. You fast forward a couple chapters, and they find themselves on the edge of the Jordan, and it is at high flood stage. If you were to Google Jordan River right now, it almost looked like a creek. You could get baptized in the creek. But when it's at flood stage, it's hundreds and hundreds of feet wide, and it moves at about 10 to 15 miles an hour, uncrossable. And he leads millions of people to the edge, and it's like, okay, how do I do this? You're calling me into the new, and it's over there. And I'm facing this cavern filled with water. I can't cross. Great job, God. You brought me here. What's to do? And God says, move forward. Take a step. And when the Israelites step 1 foot into the Jordan River, it slows down and it becomes crossable. But it wasn't until there was a step. It's where faith meets action, is where God confirms the new. It's scary when we're saying, hey, well, let's do house parties, and we're we're going to wait to figure out what building locally we're going to embrace the new God's doing here. It's scary because, man, will people push back and go, I like my tradition of going to church every Sunday in a building, and some people will be like, ugh, but why? Because right now we're just embracing what God's doing. May we step and watch what God does, because it's where faith and action meet, is where God shows up, and we get to tell God stories of what he's done through us and with us. Would you take a step in your own life? What's the new in your family God's calling you to do, to let go of the past and embrace the new? What is it for you? It's the step. Deuteronomy, I'm going to end with this, chapter 4. You're like, okay, so what now? Where I'm at, Scott's pretty messy and messed up. What am I supposed to do? From there you will search again for the Lord your God. And if you search for him with all of your heart and soul, you will find him. If you don't know what your new is, what God is calling you in, then search for it. Where? There, right where you are, there where you are located, where there is for you. That's what Deuteronomy says. There you will search again for the Lord your God. And if you search for him with all of your heart and soul, you will find him. Right where you are is there. Would you begin to embrace the new and ask what is the new? That's the thought today. Let me pray for you, and then we're going to move to giving as Jeff gets ready. Jesus, we thank you for the ability to reach and spread a gospel message through digital means, and having viewing parties in the Twin Cities and maybe in South Africa at some point, in Washington State, God, where we can be a light in the darkness and spread a message and have fun and put a smile on people's face. I thank you for what you're doing through this group of people that are on mission to see people find you. God, we love you so much. I thank you for a place that we can turn into a studio to be able to get the gospel message spread. I thank you for a team of volunteers that do a great job at it. May we today have inspired people to go after the new that you're doing, and may we embrace it and let go of the past. May we run the race in such a way to get the prize. Jesus, may you stir the hearts of people today to open up their homes and to invite their neighborhood in, that we might change a world through our neighborhoods. Jesus, we love you so, so, so much. In your name, amen. Many of you come to our house, and as you come to our house, you're always like, you see us in the front yard. Many years ago, when we decided we wanted to really make our home open to everybody, we said if we play in the backyard, no one will know we're out playing. So we intentionally always play in the front yard. Though our backyard's bigger and more space, we play in the front yard so that when people come by on their bikes or the neighborhoods walking by, we can talk to our neighbors. Maybe that's the first step for you, is move from the backyard to the front yard where your neighborhood sees you and you just say hi to the person that's walking their dog. And you never know what that simple hi could turn into the next week. Hey, will you come to church with me? right here in the front yard. We're going to watch church and we're going to have a big meal. That's a practical step. As I got my good friend Jeff on the other side of the room here, he's waving at you. Jeff was over for dinner with his family the other day, and we were just chatting about life, checking up on each other, and we just began to talk about a pretty sensitive topic in church culture, which is giving. And he was asking me questions like, why do you think people don't give? Why do you think the church is viewed as this negative thing when it comes to money? And we were just having a great conversation. I was like, Jeff, let's have this conversation in front of people as we're going to move to a topic that some of you are going to cringe. This is why I don't like the church. So Jeff, I know it's a loaded question, but why do you think people don't enjoy that topic inside the church?
Man, that's a great question. Some people have been burned by some churches in the past. I've been around the block a little bit in ministries, and sometimes churches get over their skis financially a little bit, and they're trying to pay off a building or some situation, or attendance changes, and next thing you know, they're starting to maybe feel financial pressure. And when they feel financial pressure, sometimes they can be tempted to look at people as giving units, and that's not what this is all about. And I just think some people have had some tough challenges with that.
Yeah, I think it's what you're saying is that you got some that have taken advantage of people on this topic. Instead of it being a Jesus topic where it's between you and Jesus, not me as the pastor of Unlocked Church or Jeff today. It's not between us and you. It is what is Jesus saying to you? What are you going to do about it? But it is truth. It's 100% truth about giving a portion of our tithe. That's why I tend to not talk about it very much, because I don't want those that are watching, those that would be offended by it, to go, oh, look, now the pastor wants my money. I don't want your money. I want you to open up your home and reach your neighborhood and spread the gospel. That's what I want. But I believe here at Unlocked Church as well, we all believe 100% of the Bible, and it's in there. And so I've invited Jeff to just finish off the conversation that we had on my porch the other night about giving. And so Jeff's going to share a quick topic on it, or a conversation on it, and then he's going to tell you how you can do it. So Jeff, it's yours.
Yeah, I appreciate the opportunity, Scott. I'm super passionate about this. I really feel as a responsible follower of Jesus that I don't work for the church, but I am a giver. And I really feel like I'm called to talk about it because, hey, I don't work for the church. And the Bible talks about money over 700 times. It's in there. And, one passage that has a lot to say here, in Matthew 6:20-21, it says, "But store up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where moth and rust do not destroy, where thieves do not break in and steal." And then here's the good part. "For where your treasure is, your heart will be also." And there's a concept in the Bible called stewardship. And what a steward is really, if you look up that definition, it's just a manager or a fiscal agent. And really, God owns it all. God owns it all. And what he's mostly concerned about is our heart and what our heart is. Because Satan is an adversary, don't get me wrong. Satan is an adversary here on this earth, but what followers of Jesus, what we really struggle with is our flesh. And God wants us to walk by our spirits. Our flesh wants to play video games all day long, wants to eat whatever we want, whenever we want, and it also really wants to hold on to our money. But God really wants our hearts, and he wants us to be all in for him. And part of that is our financial situation. And I firmly believe, I have a lot of testimony, love talking about it, that I believe that God can do more with our 90% if we're in alignment with his word than we can do on our own with 100%. And so really it's lining our actions up with God's word, so our hearts are in alignment with his heart. And it's pretty simple. Here at Unlocked Church, you can text to 7797. It's on your screen right there. But you can do what I do. I always go to unlockedchurch.com. I click on give. I like to set up automated giving. I'm a systematic giver. I've been doing this for a number of years. I like to have my giving alignment up with my income when I get paid, so that I'm giving first fruits, which is a great conversation. Love to have with you guys sometime, because when I first met Scott Mendenhall, I had a challenge with the concept of first fruits, and he gave me some phenomenal advice. But today, just want to give you guys an opportunity and share a little bit with God's word. So thanks for letting me share, Scott.
Thank you, Jeff. And that story, man, it was simply, I was on a run, and it was a very wintry, cold afternoon in December, and Jeff's out there in his hunting gear trying to change a tire. Never met him in my life. And I just, hey, can I help you? And he's like, oh, normally I'd have all my gear, right? Like a jack and stuff, but you didn't. And I was like, I'll run back home and get mine. And in just changing his tire, we had a great conversation. And now look, he's standing right next to me here in the studio. You never know what Jesus will do when you simply answer a nudge of seeing a need, meeting a need. So Jeff, thank you so much for sharing your heart today. And those that do give regularly, thank you. You're helping us do what we're doing today and spreading the gospel. We're going to turn it over to Chris, as Chris is in studio as well. He's going to give us some upcoming events. We have some really cool things happening. You already know about viewing parties. If you want to get more information on viewing parties, like how do I do that? Hey, I'd really like to run some thoughts through you. You can email, and I think we're going to put it up on the screen right there at the bottom, info@unlockchurch.com. You can email that email address to get more information about, hey, I'd like to attend one, but where can I go? We just think, again, we don't want to lose the connecting with people physically, but if we get these things popping up all over the place, this could be really, really cool and a great way to reach our communities. And same thing, as we're trying to create community, we have a lot of cool events happening, and we have a great way to connect this week in digital small groups. Chris, what do you know about our small groups this week?
All right, I got my cheat sheet right here, but I think what Scott said was perfect. There is something here for everybody. So everybody, get out your phones, get out your pen, get out your paper, start taking down some notes and some dates and some times, because you're going to want to be a part of this. If you're not excited after listening to Scott here for an hour and a half, go get another cup of coffee, because it's in there. The energy's here. And we're about to give you another way to stay connected and to stay with a group of people who have a lot of energy and excitement and passion for God. So if you guys attended camp and you really liked what you saw, you guys may have met a guy or gal, I guess. I'm not even sure now. But if you met our friend Float the Moose, if you've enjoyed those videos and you've had a good time, guess what? Welcome back. He's coming back for an appearance. We're going to start a Float the Show kicking off on August 5th at 7 p.m. That's going to be live. It's going to be digital. But it's August 7th, August 5th, Float the Show, 7 p.m. Write that down. I think it's going to be a great way, family-friendly way to just start out. I don't even know. I just hear a lot of good things about it, and I just know it's going to be an amazing opportunity for everybody to sit down on the couch, invite a neighbor over, and have a good time with that. 3 small groups. First for adults. Adults, we are going to kick it off again, meeting Thursdays at 8:30 p.m. That's going to be, again, that link is, again, at unlockchurch.com. You can go there and find that. Thursdays, 8:30 p.m. We got kids K through 5. If you're getting ready to start school on that kindergarten level, you're getting ready to go into 5th grade, this group is for you. We're going to meet on Tuesdays at 11 a.m., and that's going to be led by Lily. And then for students, if you are in 6th grade through 12th grade, again, we've got a great small group ministry kicking off, and that's led by Joey and Michaela. And that is going to be on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. So tune into that, get connected, invite some friends, and let's have some fun with that. And then lastly, but not least, of course, we know that we can do digital small groups and we can be successful spreading the gospel and having a great way for kids to get together, do some arts, crafts, watch videos. That was such a blast doing back in June. So get ready. We're doing it again. Hold the date, but now's the time to start inviting other people. That's going to be in August. So stay tuned. More dates to come on that, but get excited. We're doing it again, and it's going to be another amazing adventure.
Thank you, Chris, for all the upcoming events. If you're still with us, thank you so much for hanging with us. It's been a delight today. Thank you for everyone in studio today. Next week, we'll be back with a great race with the referee. And next week, we got a great topic that's going to help you take and reach your neighborhood. We're asking you to take your neighborhood, so we're going to give you biblical concepts on how to be a great neighbor, and it's not just through State Farm, okay? And we're not sponsored by State Farm either. That was just a joke. Thank you, everyone. We love you. Have a great Sunday. This one is over.